A woman is a vessel of mystery, grace, and wisdom. She holds within her a world that cannot be entirely given away. There are things she must guard, things she must protect, not out of deception, but out of the sacred responsibility that comes with being who she is. In every relationship, there are boundaries, and in wisdom, there are unspoken truths. A woman must always hide 7 things from a man, not to deceive him, not to mislead him, but to preserve the essence of who she is and to maintain the divine balance of love, respect, and dignity. A woman must never fully reveal the depths of her fears. She may share her concerns, she may voice her anxieties, but there are fears in a woman's heart that must remain between her and God. A man may offer strength, he may promise protection, but he is still human, and the weight of a woman's deepest fears can burden a relationship in ways that are beyond words. A woman must learn to carry certain things in prayer, in faith, and in silence. She must stand strong even when her heart trembles. She must trust that her spirit is resilient enough to bear the unseen burdens, and that God will strengthen her through every storm. A man may love her, but he cannot always bear the weight of what she fears in the night. Some fears must remain unspoken, not to keep him distant, but to keep him from feeling powerless. A woman must never fully disclose the depth of her sacrifices. A man may see what she does. He may appreciate her love, her care, her efforts, but there are sacrifices only God should know about. The silent prayers in the middle of the night, the decisions made with tears hidden behind a smile, the burdens carried so he would not have to. These are things that do not need to be announced. Love in its purest form does not seek validation. A woman's sacrifices are her silent testimony written in the unseen pages of her devotion. She must never demand recognition for what she gives up, for love is not a transaction, it is a sacred offering. If she reveals every sacrifice, she risks making love a burden instead of a gift. A woman must never expose the entirety of her past. There are things that belong to yesterday, things that were overcome, mistakes that were washed away by time and grace. A man may ask, he may be curious, but wisdom tells a woman to be discerning. Some things do not need to be revisited. Some wounds do not need to be reopened. What is redeemed by grace does not need to be explained to those who were not there. A woman is not defined by her past, and if she shares every detail, she risks giving life to what should remain buried. A man must love her for who she is now, not for the battle she fought before he arrived. There is no need to tell every story, to relive every regret. Some things are meant to remain between her and God alone. A woman must never reveal the full extent of her strength. A man must know that she is strong, that she is capable, but he must also believe that she needs him. If she reveals too much of her resilience, if she carries every burden without ever showing vulnerability, he may begin to believe that she does not need his presence, his guidance, his support. Strength is a beautiful thing, but love thrives in mutual reliance. A woman must know when to let a man be strong for her, when to allow herself to lean on him, even if she could carry the weight alone. There is no shame in allowing him to be her protector, her provider, her rock. She must not always show that she can do it all, for love is not about independence, but about togetherness. A woman must never expose every thought in her heart. There are emotions, dreams, and visions that are sacred. A man does not need to know every insecurity, every fleeting doubt, every shifting feeling. Some thoughts must be tamed before they are spoken. Some emotions must be processed before they are shared. Words have power, and a woman must guard what she speaks into existence. She must know that not every feeling deserves expression, that not every passing worry should be voiced. There is wisdom in silence, in reflection, in allowing time to refine what is worth sharing. A woman must not burden a man with every passing storm in her soul, for some battles are meant to be fought in prayer, not in conversation. A woman must never reveal her deepest desires too soon. A man must discover her heart over time, must earn the privilege of knowing what truly moves her soul. If she reveals too much too soon, she risks giving away what should be treasured. A woman's dreams, her goals, her vision for life must be guarded until she knows they are safe in the hands of the one who will cherish them. She must not rush to give away her heart's greatest treasures. A man must prove that he is worthy of knowing what she truly longs for. She must allow him to seek, to pursue, to uncover the depth of who she is. A woman must never fully disclose her financial independence. She may be capable, she may be successful, but wisdom tells her to be cautious. A man must never see her as a provider in a way that shifts the balance of respect and leadership. She may contribute, she may build alongside him, but she must never allow her financial strength to diminish the role of a man in her life. There is power and balance in allowing a man to lead, to protect, to provide in his way. A woman must know when to share and when to withhold, not out of manipulation, but out of wisdom. Money can be a tool or a weapon, and when it comes to relationships, it must be handled with discernment. A woman's mystery is her strength. It is not deception, it is wisdom. It is knowing what to reveal and what to guard. It is understanding that love is not about giving everything away, but about allowing space for discovery, for pursuit, for respect to be nurtured. A woman who understands this will never lose herself in a relationship. She will love deeply, but she will also remain whole. She will give, but she will not be emptied. She will be known, but she will not be fully unraveled. And in that balance, in that wisdom, she will find a love that is built not on dependency, not on full disclosure, but on mutual respect and divine guidance. Love is a journey of discovery, a path that unfolds with time and patience. When two souls come together, there is a natural inclination to know, to understand, and to merge in one another's world. Yet the beauty of love is not found in complete transparency, but in the delicate balance between what is revealed and what remains unknown. A woman who understands this principle does not rush to lay her entire heart bare. She does not feel the need to explain every thought, every emotion, or every experience all at once. Instead, she allows love to unfold like the turning of pages in a book, one chapter at a time, allowing space for curiosity, pursuit, and appreciation. Mystery is not about deception, it is about wisdom. It is about knowing that love is an ongoing process, not a destination that is reached in a moment. A woman who keeps an air of mystery does not withhold affection or play mind games. Rather, she understands the power of timing. She knows that not everything must be shared at once, that some aspects of her heart and soul should be unveiled gradually. The greatest love stories are not those where everything is known in an instant, but those where discovery continues, where new depths are uncovered over time. A woman who understands this will never be predictable, never become just a routine presence in a man's life. She will be someone he continually seeks to understand, someone whose presence he treasures, because there is always more to learn, more to appreciate, more to admire. The mistake many make in relationships is believing that love must be immediate and all-consuming, that nothing should be left unsaid. They feel the need to prove their devotion by exposing every thought, every vulnerability, every past experience. But in doing so, they remove the very thing that keeps love alive, the space for exploration. When everything is given too soon, there is little left to pursue. A woman who understands this does not rush to fill every silence, does not feel the need to explain herself completely. She allows room for mystery, for curiosity, for the natural unfolding of connection. A man is drawn to what he cannot fully grasp. He is inspired by what he must work to understand. The moment everything is laid bare without effort, the depth of appreciation diminishes. It is in the unknown that desire grows, in the unsaid that intrigue is born. A woman who embraces this truth does not fear that she will be misunderstood. She knows that the right man will take the time to learn her, to study her, to value every piece of her that is gradually revealed. She does not feel the need to control his perception of her, but allows him to discover who she is through time and experience. There is an elegance in restraint, in not speaking every thought, in not revealing every past wound. A woman who knows this does not burden a man with unnecessary explanations, nor does she give away the sacred parts of her soul without discernment. She understands that certain things should only be shared when the foundation of trust and commitment is strong enough to hold them. She does not waste her words proving her worth, because her presence alone is enough. She does not rush to make a man understand her entirely, because she knows that true love is found in the journey, not in immediate understanding. A woman's depth is not something that can be fully comprehended in one conversation, in one moment, or even in one lifetime. She is a universe of thoughts, emotions, and dreams, and she knows that not all of it must be exposed immediately. She allows herself to be discovered in layers, not all at once. She does not fear that withholding certain aspects of herself will make her seem distant, because she understands that true connection is not about knowing everything, but about continually seeking to understand more. A relationship built on mystery is not a relationship built on secrets. It is a relationship that honors the process of learning and growing together. When a woman allows space for mystery, she is not hiding her true self. She is ensuring that her true self is valued. She does not hand over her heart too quickly, because she knows that what is too easily given is often taken for granted. She allows a man to pursue her, to prove his intentions, to earn the right to know her deeply. This is not about manipulation or playing hard to get. It is about recognizing the natural rhythm of love and respecting it. It is about understanding that relationships thrive on balance between closeness and distance, between understanding and curiosity. A woman who allows mystery and love does not withhold affection or create unnecessary barriers. Instead, she lets love unfold organically, without force, without urgency. She trusts that the right man will cherish the process, will appreciate the depth she carries, and will never tire of seeking to know her more. Mystery is not about silence, it is about discernment. It is about knowing when to speak and when to let things be understood through actions. A woman who lives with this wisdom does not waste words proving her worth. because she knows that her presence, her actions, and her essence speak for themselves. She does not chase after validation because she understands that true value is not in how much she explains herself, but in how much she embodies confidence, grace, and depth. A woman who allows space for mystery and love is not afraid of being alone. She does not rush to give herself away because she understands that love is not about losing oneself, but about being fully seen, fully appreciated, fully valued. She does not fear that a man will walk away if she does not reveal everything at once, because she knows that the right man will stay, will seek, will cherish the privilege of discovering who she truly is. She does not let fear dictate her actions. She does not share out of insecurity, out of a need to be understood instantly. Instead, she trusts the process of love. She understands that love is not about knowing every detail, but about appreciating the essence of a person. She does not reveal her every thought, her every desire, her every dream to just anyone, because she knows that her soul is not meant to be laid bare for those who have not proven they can handle its depth. A woman who carries this wisdom does not rush to label a relationship, does not pressure a man to understand her completely before the time is right. She lets love breathe, lets it grow naturally. She is secure in herself, in her worth, in her presence. She does not beg for attention, does not over-explain, does not try to convince someone to love her. She knows that true love recognizes value without the need for constant explanation. She allows moments of quiet. She lets a man wonder, lets him ask, lets him pursue. She does not fill every silence with words, does not reveal every thought immediately. She trusts that what is meant for her will come and that she does not need to force understanding. She is content in the knowledge that the right love will appreciate the mystery, will be drawn to it, will seek to uncover it with patience and care. A woman who understands this principle will never be taken for granted. She will be cherished, pursued, admired. She will remain a source of fascination, a depth that is never fully conquered. She will not fear losing someone by keeping certain things to herself, because she knows that real love is not about possession, but about continual discovery. She will walk with confidence, with grace, with a quiet assurance that what is truly hers will recognize her worth without needing to be convinced. A woman who understands the value of her heart does not expose her emotions carelessly. She moves with wisdom, recognizing that her emotions are sacred and should not be placed in the hands of those who have not earned the right to hold them. There is strength in restraint, in knowing when to share and when to keep certain feelings guarded. It is not about being cold or distant, but about understanding that emotions, once exposed, become vulnerable to the influence of others. A wise woman does not allow just anyone to have access to the deepest parts of her heart. There is a tendency in this world to mistake openness for authenticity, as if revealing every emotion at all times is a sign of truth. But wisdom teaches that emotions are not meant to be displayed without discernment. A woman who guards her emotions does not suppress them, she manages them with care. She understands that emotions are powerful forces that can shape her reality, dictate her decisions, and influence her interactions. She knows that when she allows the wrong people to access her emotions, she is giving them power over her state of mind, her peace, and her well-being. A woman who exposes her emotional vulnerabilities too soon risks being misunderstood, manipulated, or taken for granted. Not everyone has pure intentions. Not everyone will honor the weight of her emotions. Some will use them against her, turning her honesty into a tool for control. Others will diminish them, failing to recognize their significance. A wise woman does not allow herself to be swayed by momentary connection or fleeting emotions. She understands that trust must be earned, that not everyone deserves to see her weak moments, her insecurities, her deepest fears. There is a difference between being open and being wise. Being open means sharing without hesitation, without filters, without caution. Being wise means understanding the right time, the right person, and the right circumstances for revealing one's emotions. A woman who understands this does not rush to lay her heart bare. She observes. She discerns. She takes her time before allowing anyone into the sacred space of her emotions. She is not moved by pressure or expectation. She chooses who gets to see her heart. A woman's emotions are like the tides of the ocean, strong, deep, and ever-changing. If she allows herself to be ruled by them, she will be tossed back and forth, never finding stability. But if she learns to harness them, to channel them wisely, she becomes unshakable. She is no longer controlled by every passing feeling, no longer reactive to every situation that arises. She moves with intention, knowing that her emotions are meant to serve her, not enslave her. She understands that emotions are temporary, but the way she handles them determines her destiny. A woman who guards her emotional vulnerabilities does not mean she is emotionless. On the contrary, she feels deeply, loves intensely, and experiences life in its fullness. But she does not allow emotions to cloud her judgment. She does not allow momentary feelings to dictate lifelong decisions. She does not give her heart away in desperation, seeking validation from those who have not proven themselves. She does not allow her emotions to become weapons that others can use against her. She understands that self-control is a form of strength. It is not about suppressing what she feels, but about mastering it. She knows that wisdom is in knowing when to express and when to hold back, when to share and when to remain silent. She does not expose her weaknesses to those who have not earned her trust. She does not cry in front of those who do not value her tears. She does not reveal her fears to those who will use them against her. She carries herself with dignity, knowing that her emotions are not meant to be scattered carelessly before the world. A woman who guards her emotional vulnerabilities does not chase after love. She does not seek to prove her worth by over-explaining her feelings or justifying her emotions. She does not allow rejection to shake her sense of value. She knows that her worth is not determined by how much she shares or how deeply she feels. She does not allow herself to be emotionally drained by those who take and take but never give. She does not invest in those who do not reciprocate. She walks away from situations that leave her empty, choosing to preserve her emotional energy for those who truly deserve it. She does not react out of impulse. She does not allow anger to control her words, nor sadness to dictate her choices. She does not let temporary emotions destroy permanent relationships, nor does she let fleeting moments of doubt make her forget her strength. She understands that emotions are like waves. They rise, they fall, but they always pass. She does not build her life on the unstable foundation of feelings. Instead, she stands firm in who she is, unaffected by the temporary storms of emotion that may come her way. A woman who guards her emotional vulnerabilities is not afraid of solitude. She does not seek companionship simply to avoid loneliness. She understands that her emotions are her own responsibility, not something for others to fix or soothe. She does not depend on others to validate her feelings or to heal her wounds. She does the work herself, facing her emotions with courage, but not allowing them to define her. She knows that true strength is found in emotional independence, in the ability to stand firm regardless of who stays or who leaves. She does not give people the power to break her. She does not place her happiness solely in the hands of another. She does not allow someone else's treatment of her to determine her self-worth. She walks away from situations that diminish her, from relationships that drain her, from people who play with her emotions. She refuses to be emotionally manipulated, to be made to feel small, to be treated as if her emotions are a burden. She understands that the right people will honor her feelings, will cherish her heart, will handle her emotions with care. A woman who understands this principle is not hardened, she is wise. She is not afraid to feel, but she is careful about who she allows to witness her feelings. She does not allow emotions to make her weak, but uses them to fuel her strength. She is passionate yet controlled, expressive yet discerning. She does not need to prove her depth to anyone because she knows that her emotions are valuable and not everyone deserves access to them. She understands that her emotions are a gift, not a liability. They are what make her compassionate, empathetic, deeply connected to the world around her. But she also knows that they must be protected. She does not let the world harden her, but neither does she allow it to take advantage of her softness. She is both strong and tender, firm yet graceful, guarded yet open to the right people. A woman who guards her emotional vulnerabilities knows that not everyone will understand her depth. Some will mistake her wisdom for distance, her discernment for coldness. But she does not seek to be understood by all. She seeks only to be valued by the right ones. She does not fear being misunderstood because she knows that those who truly see her will recognize the strength in her restraint. She does not give her heart away lightly because she knows that true love is not about how quickly she opens up, but about who is patient enough to earn her trust. She does not seek external validation for what she feels. She does not need to broadcast her emotions to be seen. She moves with quiet confidence, knowing that her emotions are her own, meant to be honored, not exploited. She understands that being selective with her emotions is not selfishness, it is self-respect. She does not allow anyone to dictate how she should feel, how she should express, or how deeply she should love. She is in control of her heart, her mind, and her soul. A woman who guards her emotional vulnerabilities does not let pain define her. She does not carry the weight of past wounds into every new relationship. She does not let old heartbreaks make her bitter, nor past betrayals make her fearful. She learns, she heals, she moves forward with grace. She does not allow negative emotions to consume her, nor does she let the wrong people dictate her emotional state. She remains grounded, knowing that her emotions are hers alone to manage, and she alone decides who is worthy of seeing the depth of her heart. A woman who understands her true worth does not lay bare all the secrets of her past. She knows that some things are meant to be carried within, not because they are shameful, but because they belong to a time that no longer defines her. She is not bound by what she has been through, nor does she seek validation by revealing every detail of her journey. There is wisdom in discretion, in knowing what to share and what to keep sacred. Some stories are meant for her own understanding, her own growth, her own lessons, and not for the judgment of another. In a world where people are quick to categorize and define others by their history, a wise woman guards her past like a precious jewel. She knows that not everyone will see it with understanding. Some will misuse the knowledge of her struggles, twisting it into something that diminishes her. Others will fail to grasp the depth of her transformation and attempt to bind her to a version of herself she has long outgrown. She does not allow her past to become a chain in the hands of those who cannot comprehend the strength it took to rise from it. There is an illusion in believing that complete transparency guarantees acceptance. But the reality is, not everyone is equipped to handle the truth of another's past with grace and wisdom. Some listen not to understand, but to judge. Others listen only to compare, to measure, to find flaws. A woman who understands the power of her own story does not hand it out carelessly. She is selective, discerning, careful. She shares only with those who have earned the right to know, those who will honor her journey, not use it against her. The past is a foundation, but it is not a prison. A woman who walks with wisdom does not allow herself to be held hostage by what once was. She knows that people change, that growth is real, that the mistakes of yesterday do not define the person she is today. She refuses to let anyone use her history as a weapon to weaken her. She does not feel the need to explain herself to those who will not listen with an open heart. She does not allow her past to be dissected by those who have no stake in her future. There is a difference between being honest and being wise. Honesty does not mean revealing every scar, every wound, every mistake to anyone who asks. Wisdom is knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. It is understanding that not all stories are meant to be told, not all experiences need to be shared. A woman who guards her past does not do so out of fear, but out of respect for herself. She knows that some memories are meant to be kept within, not because they are burdens, but because they are sacred. The past is a teacher, not a curse. A wise woman does not carry it like a weight, nor does she allow it to shape how she is seen by others. She understands that every experience, whether painful or joyful, has contributed to her strength. But she also knows that not everyone needs access to that knowledge. She does not let curiosity dictate what she reveals. She does not seek to be understood by those who do not have the depth to comprehend her journey. She walks forward free from the need to justify, to explain, to confess. A woman who respects herself does not give people the power to define her by what she has overcome. She does not allow herself to be reduced to a past version of herself. She refuses to be trapped in someone else's perception, bound by the weight of memories that no longer hold meaning. She does not allow a man or anyone else to use her past as a tool to control her, to diminish her, to make her feel as if she is less. She carries herself with quiet confidence, knowing that who she is now is all that truly matters. She does not seek validation by exposing her struggles. She does not need sympathy, nor does she crave approval. She is not ashamed of what she has endured, but she does not let it be the first thing people know about her. She moves forward with grace, with dignity, with the knowledge that her past is her own and does not belong to the world. She shares pieces of it when she chooses, when it serves a purpose, when it is met with respect. But she does not owe her story to anyone. There are those who will say that openness is the key to connection. But a wise woman knows that true connection is built on trust, not on exposure. She does not rush to lay out her history before a man in the hopes that he will see her strength. She lets her presence speak for itself. She does not explain her worth, she embodies it. She does not feel the need to prove how far she has come. Her actions show it. She does not give people ammunition to use against her by being too open too soon. A woman who understands this principle does not live in fear of her past. She acknowledges it, learns from it, and moves beyond it. She does not erase it, nor does she pretend it never existed, but she also does not allow it to be the defining factor of her identity. She does not feel the need to relive old wounds by constantly explaining them. She does not carry the weight of old pain into new relationships. She does not let anyone make her feel as if she owes them an explanation for every chapter of her life. She does not allow guilt to dictate her self-worth. She does not let mistakes define her, nor does she permit regret to shape her future. She forgives herself, releases the past, and walks forward with confidence. She understands that growth is a process, that change is natural, that becoming a better version of herself is the only thing that truly matters. She does not allow anyone to drag her backward by reminding her of who she used to be. She stands firm in who she is now, unshaken by the echoes of yesterday. A woman who guards her past is not deceitful, she is discerning. She does not hide out of shame, but out of wisdom. She knows that not everyone deserves access to the most intimate details of her life. She does not lay herself bare to be dissected, analyzed, or judged. She chooses what to reveal, when to reveal it, and to whom. She is not afraid of being misunderstood because she does not live for the approval of others. She carries herself with quiet strength, knowing that her past is hers alone to own. She understands that some people seek to use knowledge as power. She does not give them that power. She does not fall into the trap of oversharing, of feeling as if she must lay out every detail of her history to be accepted. She knows that those who truly value her will see her for who she is today, not for who she once was. She does not allow herself to be reduced to the sum of her past mistakes, nor does she let her history be the first thing people know about her. She moves forward with confidence, knowing that she is not defined by what she has been through. She does not allow the weight of old experiences to burden her, nor does she give people the opportunity to judge her unfairly. She does not live in the past, nor does she dwell on what once was. She embraces the present, walks boldly into the future, and carries herself with the quiet assurance that her past is hers alone to keep. A woman must understand the power of timing, the wisdom and restraint, and the significance of mystery. She is a being of depth, filled with dreams, ambitions, and longings that shape the course of her life. But she must never be too quick to lay her heart bare before someone who has yet to prove their worthiness. Her deepest desires are not casual conversation, not fleeting thoughts to be shared in moments of vulnerability. They are sacred parts of her soul, and she must guard them with the same reverence she gives to her most treasured possessions. Too often, a woman believes that revealing her deepest desires early on will create a stronger bond, a sense of intimacy that will draw a man closer to her. She believes that by showing him the full extent of her heart, he will understand her more, cherish her more, and be inspired to help her fulfill those dreams. But the truth is, not everyone is meant to carry the weight of her desires. Not everyone will see them as something to protect. Some will take them lightly, dismiss them, or even use them against her. There is a wisdom in keeping certain things close, in allowing time to reveal who is truly worthy of lies within. A woman must observe first. She must listen more than she speaks, and she must discern the character of the one she is sharing herself with. Does he respect her mind? Does he value her ambitions? Does he possess the strength to stand beside her as she walks toward her vision? Or is he merely a passerby, someone who listens out of curiosity rather than genuine care? A woman's desires are the blueprint of her destiny. They are not fleeting whims. They are the whispers of her soul guiding her toward fulfillment. But if she shares them too soon with someone who does not understand their weight, she risks exposing herself to disappointment, to ridicule, to discouragement. Not every man will celebrate her aspirations. Some will belittle them, planting seeds of doubt that take root and grow into hesitation. Some will pretend to support her, only to later ask her to compromise, to shrink, to adjust her vision to fit within the limits of their own insecurities. A wise woman understands that her desires are her power. She nurtures them in silence, waters them with patience, and allows them to grow in their own time. She does not rush to explain, to justify, to convince someone of their importance. She knows that the right man will see her drive without needing constant reminders, that he will respect her journey without demanding to know every detail. She does not seek validation by over-explaining her dreams, nor does she beg for encouragement. Her path is hers alone, and she walks it with quiet confidence. There is also a danger in making her desires too obvious, too accessible. When a woman reveals everything she longs for too soon, she opens the door for manipulation. A man who knows exactly what she wants can use that knowledge to control, to persuade, to shape her choices in ways that may not align with her true purpose. He may promise to give her everything she desires, only to later use those promises as leverage, as a means to bind her to him. She must be cautious, aware that true partnership is built on mutual effort, not on dependency. A woman who values herself understands the art of revealing things at the right time. She does not hide her desires out of fear, but out of wisdom. She reveals them gradually, allowing them to unfold naturally, ensuring that they are met with the respect they deserve. She does not seek immediate affirmation, nor does she measure a man's worthiness by how quickly he claims to support her dreams. She watches, she observes, she listens to his actions rather than his words. Does he uplift her without needing to be asked? Does he show respect for her ambitions without trying to mold them into something more convenient for him? The world often tells women that they must be an open book, that honesty means revealing everything without hesitation. But honesty is not recklessness. Honesty is knowing what to share, when to share, and with whom. A woman who understands this moves with intention. She does not allow excitement or emotion to push her into revealing more than she should. She takes her time, understanding that true connection is built on trust, not on rushed confessions. When a woman reveals her deepest desires too soon, she also risks setting expectations before a foundation has been built. She may express what she longs for in life, in love, in success, and if the man is not prepared to meet her at that level, he may feel pressured to pretend. He may say what she wants to hear, not because he truly believes in her vision, but because he does not want to lose her. And in doing so, he creates a false sense of security, leading her to believe that he is aligned with her when, in truth, he is not. There is strength and patience. A woman who holds her desires close does not do so because she doubts their worth, but because she honors them. She understands that her dreams are not up for negotiation, that they are not meant to be adjusted to fit someone else's comfort. She waits, she watches, she ensures that the one she entrusts with her vision is capable of walking beside her without fear, without resentment, without hesitation. The right man will not need immediate access to her every longing to know that she is a woman of purpose. He will see it in the way she carries herself, in the way she speaks with conviction, in the way she moves through life with intention. He will not rush her to share, nor will he dismiss her caution. He will understand that trust is earned, that dreams are sacred, and that a woman who guards her desires is a woman who truly values herself. A woman must never allow loneliness, excitement, or the desire for connection to push her into revealing more than she should. She must recognize the importance of self-containment, of allowing mystery to work in her favor. The most powerful women throughout history have understood this principle. They did not rush to make their desires known. They let their actions speak, their vision manifest, their purpose unfold in its own time. They understood that wisdom lies in knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. There is a beauty in keeping certain things unspoken, in allowing space for a man to earn the privilege of knowing her heart. A woman who reveals everything too soon leaves no room for discovery, no room for growth, no room for the natural unfolding of connection. She must allow things to build, to develop, to strengthen before she entrusts another with the sacred knowledge of what she longs for most. A man who is truly meant for her will not need to be told everything up front. He will see her ambition, sense her passion, feel her determination. He will recognize that she is a woman with depth, with purpose, with a vision that extends beyond surface-level desires. He will not seek to control it, to shape it, to make it fit within his own limitations. Instead, he will respect it, support it, and stand beside her as she brings it to life. A woman who understands this does not fear that her dreams will go unnoticed if she does not announce them immediately. She knows that the right people will recognize her purpose without needing a detailed explanation. She trusts the process, she trusts her instincts, and she trusts that what is meant for her will align naturally, without force, without manipulation, without premature exposure. She does not rush to be understood because she understands herself. She does not seek immediate validation because she knows her worth is not dependent on how quickly someone affirms her desires. She does not let excitement cloud her judgment, nor does she allow the fear of being misunderstood to push her into revealing more than she should. She walks in wisdom and discernment and quiet confidence, knowing that her desires are hers to guard, hers to nurture, and hers to reveal only when the time is right. Time is right. Time is right. Time is right.